Livan Hernandez looks to pick up where he left off and keep the good times rolling on Masson.
It's a great day for baseball.
Beautiful blue skies, breezy Saturday, fans coming into the ballpark, and why not? There's a third baseman back in the lineup today as Ryan Zimmerman got tested running down to first base last night. Nats had him back on the field this morning. He's fine, so all's fine around here. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, especially because the guys keep winning ball games, Rob, and a real complete team effort again with a lot of guys pitching in last night.
Well, it was a very special team effort. Adam Dunn got thrown out of the game early. You had no Ryan Zimmerman, and they just had it working all night. Let's start with the pitching last night. John Lannon manhandled this lineup from the get-go. Great off-speed stuff. You see him striking out Prince Fielder right there. He strikes him out again. Great breaking stuff, great power stuff, and then he got the defense to back him up, too. In times of a lot of pressure, that was a huge catch by Willingham out in left field, and then the hustle was fantastic. You see Berto hustling down the line, execution on bunts and sacrifices, and then the big crushing blow by Adam Kennedy, and then Will Nieves even pitched in with a very clutch and timely hit later in the ballgame. So it was a total team effort, and when you can win without three of your best players, Ivan Rodriguez, Zim, and Dunn, sitting on the bench, you know you have a good team.
Last two games, late innings, the Nats have outscored their opponents 10-2, and Matt Cap's in the middle of it all. That 55 on his back, pretty symbolic. He's 5 for 5 in saves, 72 career. All of those numbers are heading the right way. Sales event only at your Honda dealer, and by GoRVing.com. Visit GoRVing.com to watch a free video. Go affordably. Go RVing. Well, the Nats are trying to make it a 2-0 homestand. They now have a home record of 2-2, 5-5 overall. It's game 2 of the weekend series with the hard-hitting Milwaukee Brewers in town. Milwaukee, by the way, now 4-6. We have some game notes for you with Nyjer Morgan doing lots of damage on the bases, motoring around from bag to bag against Milwaukee. Jim Edmonds has always hit the Nationals and the Expos well. He's in center field for the Brewers today. and they've allowed 34 runs this year while trying to close out innings. That is tough to deal with for some of their pitchers. Everything's back to normal in Natstown, Rob Dibble. Ryan Zimmerman's at the hot corner.
Zim's out there at third, Dunn's back at first, and Ivan Rodriguez is doing the catching, so all things are right in Nats world.
Brewers hitting at .271. They're 5th in batting average, 8th in runs, 9th in homers so far. Casey McGee doing his part. His .378 batting average is in the top 8 in the league, and his 4 home runs in the top 4. He's given them a nice presence in the lineup behind Braun and Fielder. Livan Hernandez coming off one of his best games as a Nat. 7 shutout innings on only 5 hits at Citi Field against the Mets.
It was done keeping the Mets hitters off balance the entire day. That was an excellent outing. 7 innings, 5 hits, 88 pitches, 55 for strikes. Cheaper by the dozen, Livan Hernandez. Most consecutive seasons with 20 starts. And you know what? This guy can continue to pitch into his 40s because he changes speed so well. Even if he throws 80 miles an hour, he's got to change up in the 60s. So
Justin Maxwell against left-handed pitching starting today, might start again tomorrow against Doug Davis. Desmond Guzman up the middle, Zimmerman and Dunn at the corners with Pudge Rodriguez after a well-deserved night off back in there. He had the catcher's gear on for over 7 hours of baseball Wednesday and Thursday in Philadelphia.
I think he wears his equipment to bed just so he's ready the next day.
He's like lunch meat. He's always ready. Ricky Weeks hitting .324. First pitch of the game is in there, says Tim McClellan, the home plate umpire. We're underway at 107. Ricky Weeks also has a good on-base percentage of .479. A young man who, if he can stay healthy, might start fulfilling some of the promise the Brewers have been hoping for several years. Livan, career record 157, 151. 28-year veteran, the crew chief Tim McClellan has the plate. Mike Everett, Andy Fletcher, Adrian Johnson the bases. Levo, by the way, career 7-6 in 20 starts against Milwaukee with a 3.89 ERA. He tries to paint the outside corner and just misses.
Well, and I love Livan's mechanics. Everything's very together, deliberate, slow, comes from the same arm slot. The UPS store pitch track says
strike
borderline. Should have been a strike.
We do a lot more than shipping at the UPS store. Tim McClellan punches him out.
And people will notice all day that Tim McClellan has a very slow and deliberate ring-up system. Takes a little extra second before he makes that call. Here you see the big curveball, nice rotation, and then everybody's going, well, what was it? What was it? Strike 3.
Thank you, Tim.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Tim, one of the best umpires over the last 30 years.
He is a good ball and strike umpire.
Yes, he is.
It just takes a while to find out.
He doesn't want to give away the secret.
Here's Craig Counsell, 1 for 9 in 8 games for the Rockies. Brewers. I've got Colorado on my mind already. They'll be here Monday.
You get mountain fever.
They're in Atlanta, where the Braves won again last night. Atlanta's won 3 straight. They're 6-4. Marlins 6-5. The Nats are 5-5. And Levo grabs it. He's always been very good at fielding his position, and that's 2 quick outs here. Visit TrainSearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. 65 degrees, very windy here. Partly cloudy skies. It's hard to stop a train. And when that wind comes into this ballpark from the open side, which is to the north, it can be a little chilly on a day like this. Here's Ryan Braun, 4th in the league, batting .400.
Well, and if you missed the game against the Mets, and we talked about Livan, he fields his position well. He hits well. He executes bunts and everything else well, besides doing a great job pitching. Kind of a five-tool pitcher.
Wow. 2-0 to Braun with 11 RBIs.
Doesn't really like Levo.
Most power hitters don't. He takes advantage of aggressive, big swinging hitters, especially right-handers. Remember what we told you about the Phillies when I talked to Milt Thompson Monday? He said, boy, we're glad Levan's not pitching in this series.
I think that's the greatest sign of respect when a club like that's like, whew, thank goodness he's not. We don't have to see him, just kind of the way we felt about Halladay.
Braun rips it up the middle. He's just a good hitter. He's 17 for 41 on the year, batting over 400. Martin Prado, by the way, leads the league at 463. Jeff Francoeur, 457. Placido Polanco, 444.
Well, we know Francoeur's got that new stroke right here. Patient, basically saying one Mississippi, two Mississippi swing. It's like facing a knuckleballer. If you're not patient and you hit what the guy gives you, you're going to be in big trouble.
Prince Fielder, 1 for 4. With a base hit and 2 strikeouts. The Nats have the shift on, at least with Guzman, who's 50 feet out into right field. But Desmond stays up the middle. Zimmerman stays home close to third. And the zone is tight so far.
Well, that one was kind of fading down in a way, but he's trying to get Prince to fish for that ball and just put it on the ground.
That one right off the top of the bat.
Livan.
You think you're right on it, and all of a sudden it hits the very top of the barrel.
Well, and that's, delivering the ball from the same arm angle. He will drop down on occasion, but he throws more than just a fastball or curveball from down under, so he can give you 4 different pitches from a lower angle, but that arm angle and arm slot, very deceptive when it all comes out of the same place. And that's what makes the better pitchers around baseball the way they are. Like Johan Santana, everything comes from the same arm slot. Halladay, everything from the same arm slot. And Mark Burley, who works very quickly from the same arm slot.
Fielder in the air to left. Willingham tracking it. The wind will keep it away from the warning track, and Livan Hernandez has pitched 8 scoreless innings this year. Here comes Morgan.
Saturday afternoon. We are scoreless as we move to the bottom of the inning, and what makes today even better is Ryan Zimmerman is back in the lineup.
Feeling good enough to go back and feel safe enough to come play and not worry about doing anything stupid for the long run, but it'll be exciting to get back on the field and play with these guys that are playing really good right now. It's fun to watch and a lot more fun to play with.
Ryan told me, too, that the attitude with this club is a lot better. Everybody expects to win. Bob?
Yeah, it's that old clubhouse chemistry thing. What comes first, the chemistry or the wins? Here's Niger Morgan. Even with the third baseman playing a shallow McGee, he's trying to butt his way aboard. Here's a stat for you that is very impressive. Even though Niger's batting only .243, he's been on base 10 of his last 13 plate appearances, today facing 102-game winner Randy Wolf. Wolf, a veteran who's pitched 200 innings 3 times in his career. Niger has an on-base percentage of .378 to go with that batting average. Making contact. He's only struck out once in his official at-bats this year, numbering 37. Two-one pitch, target away. In the air to left center. That'll be easy for a Gold Glover, Jim Edmonds. Christian Guzman to follow. Zimmerman back in there, so everybody's in their normal spot today. Dunn, Willingham, Desmond the middle. The potent 407 bat of Pudge Rodriguez, and then Justin Maxwell. Zim likes Milwaukee pitching. In fact, last year a lot of people did. They had one of the worst staffs in the league after being #1 with CC Sabathia and a healthy Ben Sheets the year before that. All right, Rob, how about Wolf? Is he kind of a left-handed version of Levon? A little bit of this, a little bit of that?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit harder fastball, but 374 fly ball outs last year as opposed to 262 ground ball outs, and that's a line shot. Casey McGee at third base. And let's scout the old Master Wolf. He is a road warrior, 53-47 career on the road against the Nationals. He likes us. 9-4 career with a 4.5 ERA. And at the plate, he's pretty good with the stick. 5 career home runs, 93 for 514. That's a 181 batting average. Not bad for a guy who did a lot of work at Pepperdine in college. He's a smart one.
He had, 14 career home runs between the two pitchers today. Levon has 9. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, 5 for 21 on the season. Ryan wasn't swinging the bat too great when he tweaked the hamstring in New York last week, striking out 8 times his first 21 ABs. But maybe that opposite field home run in Philly on Thursday will get him going again. Hit into a double play last night, hit the ball hard, and a 1-1 to Zim. Brewers have Jim Edmonds in center field between Braun and Hart against a right-handed pitcher today. Craig Counsell gets a start at short. And George Kataris, who was with the Red Sox catching knuckleballs last year, has the plate. And there's Jim Edmonds, who's won Gold Gloves in both leagues. Back after a year off.
And which is surprising because when he came back with the Cubs, he had an excellent offensive year. Played well in the field as he always does, and it was once again, it's kind of like the Jermaine Dye, Kenny Lofton, even Gary Sheffield, where I don't know, guys might have been holding out for too much money or didn't like their options.
8 Gold Gloves for Edmonds, 2 with the Angels and 6 with St. Louis. And Rob, is that one of the reasons the Players Association is looking into collusion charges again? They think the owners colluded not to give free agents money.
I don't know about that because they've made a lot of offers for some of these free agents, especially Jermaine Dye. Zim walks, but you know, if you don't want $4 million and you want to sit home because you don't want your family to come across the country, that's your decision. I don't see where the collusion comes in.
Right.
But, yeah, it was hard for a lot of the older free agents. But you know what? I remember the 80s, and they did the same thing where, you know what? Why are we paying a guy $3-4 million to sit on the bench, and in some cases $10-12 million, like with the Mets and, say, an Oliver Perez last year, when we can pay some rookie $400,000?
Adam Dunn goes upstairs and misses.
And a lot more teams are going with youth. They're going with the younger players. Braves are going with Jason Hayward. He's 20 years old.
Adam Dunn had a short evening last night. Ejected for the third out in the first on a check swing. Third base umpire Andy Fletcher, who's at second today, threw him out. And the Nats won anyway without him, without Zimmerman, and with Pudge Rodriguez taking the night off. Ball 2.
I mean, look at Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon's representation wanted $13 million per. Coming off a World Series championship season last year, he got 6 with the Tigers.
Yeah.
You know, you can't force these teams to take some of these older veteran players.
Well, and then you have to prove that owners spoke to each other and said, okay, I won't offer this guy this if you don't. It's absurd, first of all, to think that owners would do it, although they were found guilty a decade and a half ago of doing that, and it cost them a lot of money. But how do you prove something like that? Adam Dunn into a little open spot on the field, but it's picked up by Ricky Weeks, and he's gone. Each team stranding a runner in a scoreless first inning. Milwaukee. Let's talk about our Luna double today, and we're going to talk about catchers involved in double plays. Pudge Rodriguez, the most ahead of Kendall, Osmus, and Brad's hurt, will be out for 3 months. Ramon Hernandez and Jorge Posada, far and away the leader. By the way, call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Levon with a beautiful breaking ball that went from one corner to the other on Casey McGee. McGee had a big night, 2 singles, 2 runs, a homer here last evening.
Put a charge into this one, outside portion of the plate by Lannon. Ball hit to right. Willie Harris, great effort. But the wind was really blowing out to right from center field across, and that really took that ball at the last second.
Some of us felt like we were in Vieira, Florida last night, the way the wind blows out to right field at our spring training ballpark.
Remember Dunedin, where Toronto Blue Jays, spring training, wind blowing out, don't even bother getting up on that mound. Not going to have a good day.
Front door.
63-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. I don't want to call it an eephus pitch, but this is a La Levon lob. Try and hit that. And Levon almost stood up.
Goes soft on McGee again, 3-2.
Well, why not? Respect his power. Levon making his 414th start today, so he's big time better.
Right on the corner with a fastball, freezing McGee at 85 miles an hour. 2 strikeouts.
Second strikeout of the day looking, and Levon beautifully done. He's going to bring that two-seam sinking fastball back across the outside part of the plate. Nice frame job by Pudge.
Here's Jim Edmonds hitting .269. This guy's had a really good career. Often hurt. Running into walls and taking dives. 382 homers, 1,176 RBIs, and a career batting average of .284 for the 4-time All-Star. In his career, he's had 103 outfield assists. And he told me he really prefers center field, even at the age of 39. He'll be 40 in June. I said, but isn't the corner outfield a little easier? He said, less chance of getting run over in center field. A typical Edmonds response.
More area to roam free.
Yeah, he likes that. He's kind of a free spirit, always has been. That ball is hammered to right center. It'll one-hop the scoreboard 380 feet away. And Jim Edmonds has his 3rd double of the year, his 3rd extra base hit. And he's the first batter to make it to second base today.
Well, even taking a year off has not really tarnished his skills. A sweet swing. He always has had that beautiful swing, kind of reminiscent of Will Clark.
Big uppercut, huh?
Big uppercut. We have a guy like that, Adam Kennedy, on our team. And when he does catch it right, it's a bullet out in the right center field.
Next up is Corey Hart. He had a good ball game last night with an RBI hit, a stolen base, and a very good play in right field. Goes up hacking. Houston Astros have just put 2 on the board at Wrigley Field. Top of the second. Houston lost again last night. They're 1-9. Baltimore lost again last night. They're 1-10. Everybody else in baseball has at least 3 wins. The Mets, the only ones with 3. Everybody else with at least 4. Corey Hart with a homer and 5 RBIs so far. Milwaukee 11th round draft choice 10 years ago. That's pretty. Man, he is painting some corners, isn't he?
Well, he has to, and that's the way he does it. As we told you in his first start, 88 pitches, 55 for strikes. He has to be cautious. He doesn't have blow-you-away stuff, so he's got to nitpick and hit the edges of that. And you see the pitch track of the strike zone. And he definitely needs some calls to go his way to have a good day.
George Kottaras, the former Red Sox catcher.
Oh, they might want to have him back. He's a good catcher, would be an excellent backup.
And Levon trying to paint that corner again, just missing. 3-2. Outfield around to the right a bit, in center and in right. Wind blowing that way today again. And Levon holds on to the breaking ball way too long. 2 on, 1 out. Numbers 8 and 9 hitters coming up. Tomorrow, Jason Marquis to the mound for the Nats. He could make this a real nice homestand so far if the Nationals could sneak one today. Doug Davis, second tour of duty with the Brewers, and he's 1-5 in 8 career starts against the Nats. Then the Rockies are in for 4 before the Dodgers come in next Friday night. It's all for you right here on MASN HD. George Kottaras, 1 for 6, 3 RBIs. He's a 26-year-old left-handed hitting catcher from Scarborough, Ontario. Edmonds at second, Hart at first. And Levon having a hard time locating suddenly.
You talk about Wolf and being a fly ball pitcher. Levon, boy, were you right on with that. Levon, 356 fly ball outs last year, 278 ground ball. Wolf, 374 fly ball to 262 ground ball. Talk about similarities. Except that they're one's right, one's left. Pitch on the edge.
That's 3-0.
That's a pretty nice pitch.
And as we mentioned earlier, a good hitting pitcher on deck in Randy Wolf. A 181 career hitter with 49 RBIs. Right on the corner. Kottaras hit .237 in only 45 games, 93 at bats for the Red Sox last year. Count goes full.
See if we can roll you a ground ball and get you a double play, get out of this. Let the pitcher lead off next thing.
Bases loaded. 2 consecutive walks after the Edmonds double. And a big spot for Randy Wolf early in the game with the bat.
Well, and I think Pudge is out there just talking to him, saying, hey, listen, make sure you stay on top. Even a veteran pitcher, it looked like he dropped down a little bit, got underneath that last pitch, and it rose up. So Ivan Rodriguez, even the veterans sometimes need to be talked to by the catchers.
With some pitchers, you would entertain the thought of a squeeze bunt here. Randy Wolf might be better off swinging away. Home for 1, first for 2. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 from Levo to Pudge to the big guy down there at first base, Adam Dunn. That's out of the inning. Evidently, Hernandez knew what he was doing the whole time, didn't he? second. Josh had himself a night last night. Seems like he saved some of his best efforts for Milwaukee. He was on base 4 times. The homer was his 3rd time up. He walked, hit by a pitch, had a base hit. And then, Rob, a game-changing defensive play as well.
Yeah, right there you had runners on base in scoring position, and he came in. A soft line drive makes a great play. So the Hammer getting it done in the field and at the plate. And that was a tying home run too, Bob. So clutch play by the Hammer.
And, of course, that was an 8th inning defensive play when Milwaukee had taken the lead. Had a runner at second with 2 outs. On base plus slugging. Ops leaders in the league. Utley, Francoeur, Willingham, Rollins, and McGee. Man.
2 of the 5 playing today.
We've seen all of those guys. So Josh hitting .375, 9th in the league, 10 RBIs, just out of the top 10. And Willingham showing some patience at the plate. At times in his career, he's been a free swinger, always will be, but he's taken 9 walks.
I think Rick Eckstein, he has an approach for every one of his hitters, and I think that's one of the new approaches that the Hammer has this year. Make them come to you. Be a little bit more selective. Don't expand your zone.
Well, this is the Willingham I thought we were getting with that Florida trade that also brought Scott Olson here. A year ago at Nats Fest, we told our fans that trade would pay dividends for years. Each of them has had their struggles. Josh with the sore back last April before everything warmed up for him and he became a starter. And now it appears that Scott Olson is on the way back. I told Rob I ran into Scott in the clubhouse this morning, congratulated him on Thursday. He had the biggest grin on his face I've seen since he's been here. He is feeling so good about himself right now. And then I asked him the key question, how'd you feel the next morning when you woke up? He said, I felt great. What a difference a year makes. A healthy Scott Olson could be huge for this ball club.
Well, if he continues to throw like that and maybe stick around another inning or 2 past where he did in Philly,
yeah,
be right on time for a slot in this rotation.
2-2 to Josh. Willingham takes it up and in, 3-2.
I really believe that. I mean, what he did, being aggressive in the strike zone, set the tone for John Lannon to be aggressive in the strike zone. Now Levon's going to pick the corners and he's going to change speeds because that's what he has to do. But we've got some guys that if they go on the offensive and start attacking the strike zone, will be more successful.
Willingham staying alive. Josh, a .264 career hitter. His 3 homers have him up to 90 in his career. And a payoff pitch here. Way outside, and Willingham walks for the 10th time this year. How about the starting pitching Thursday with Olson?
Olson was brilliant against one of the best hitting lineups in the game. Attacked them inside, outside, punched out Chase Utley a couple of times. Not many people can do that. And then Johnny Lannon from New York brought his breaking ball, changeup, fastball combo against a very heavy hitting Brewer team. Stuck around for 7 innings, was a brilliant performance. So now they get to sit and watch a ball game. You've earned it.
John Lannon retired 21 batters last night, 14 of them on ground balls. Breaking ball stays outside to Ian Desmond, who was the hard luck hitter of the night last night. He sacrificed his last time up, which was very nice, setting up the 3-run 8th. Hit the ball sharply 3 times before that, nothing to show for it. Randy Wolf keeps nibbling and nibbling away to all these right-handed batters. Today might be one day in this ballpark you can challenge guys a little bit on the inner half because of that stiff breeze blowing in. He works from the first base side of that pitching rubber. Not right out to the end. Desmond shows bunt. That'll go as a sacrifice, even though he was probably bunting for a hit. Had he gotten it closer to the third baseline, it would have been so. We had some folks visit us in the booth today. One of them asked, what's the big difference in the ball club? Rob Dibble said 2 words. Pudge Rodriguez. Why?
Pudge. Everything he does well, hard, his best to his ability. And at 38, you saw those firsts there. He's infectious. And it's amazing to watch a guy want to play and love this game as much as he does. You think some guys would be tired of playing at 38, all those years of squatting down behind home plate and catching the lousy pitchers like me, and he still loves it. And it shows. I mean, he'll stretch a single into a double like he did a couple of days ago. I mean, just things like that people may not notice on a day-to-day basis. If you're a guy that's half his age or a guy that's 20 years old, 22, how could you not want to play as hard as Pudge?
You know what's the one thing I've never heard about him? Well, he's going to have to play third base or first base to finish his career.
Right.
Which a lot of catchers you hear that about. You have never heard that about him.
No, and you know what? He's kept himself in tremendous shape over the years, and that's not easy to do in this game, especially as a catcher.
Randy Wolf just having a hard time getting his breaking stuff over. So he's out there in the second inning trying to figure out what he can throw for strikes. He's walked 2, hasn't given up a hit. But with Maxwell on deck, Rodriguez bats with a runner in scoring position.
And speaking of longevity, I had a long conversation with Trevor Hoffman, who no longer long tosses before the game. He waits until after the game if he doesn't get used. So it's a 24-hour period of rest for him. So it's learning yourself, learning your body, and trying to stay in the best condition you can. And as we both joked, he's saving his bullets for the game.
Oh, yeah. And those bullets don't go as fast as they used to, but it doesn't matter. I know Adam Dunn does not enjoy facing Trevor Hoffman in that devastating changeup.
Not many guys.
Remember some of the stuff he had to say last year in Milwaukee?
Oh, yeah.
We tried not to laugh. 3-2 again. Randy Wolf with some long counts here.
And he'll get a visit from George Gutierrez. Come on, Wolfman. Pick me up.
Longtime Philly was Randy Wolf. He's with Ken Maka now in Milwaukee. Broke in with the Phillies in '99. Was with Philadelphia through the '06 season. Dodgers '07, San Diego, Houston '08. 11-7 for the Dodgers in 34 starts last year. He got a big contract. Runner going, and it's over the glove of Counsell. Craig Counsell cannot believe he didn't catch that ball. It would have been an easy double play. Instead, the Nationals take the lead. Pudge Rodriguez delivers his 4th RBI. How about that?
Sometimes when things are going right, they go your way. And watch this. A ball that should have been caught by a very good player, Craig Counsell. And it just gets by his glove. See the Exmo. Beautifully done, gentlemen. Hits actually off the glove. It looked like it took a strange path when it was going that way. And I think the wind's playing all kinds of tricks out there today.
Well, and the other thing infielders will tell you on a day game, the sidelines and all that on line drives, they're not the same as it is at night.
Oh, yeah, well, those white shirts in the stands can just blind you as a fielder.
See, that's why if you're sitting between the dugouts for a day game, put on navy blue and the Nats are in the field, and then
switch off and put that white
Take the jacket off and wear your white shirt when the other guys are out there.
And then, put a big mirror, one of those tanning screens up, too. Try to get in his eyes. No, I'm kidding.
No laser pointers, though. leave those at home in the classroom. No lasers.
No lasers.
But right now, the Nats are playing with found money. Or house money, as they say. So go ahead and make it a big inning. Maxwell takes one inside. That's 3-1 to him with a very good hitting pitcher, Livan Hernandez, on deck with a .228 career batting average. Maxwell, deep left center. See you later. 3-0 Washington. That's the Justin Maxwell the Nats know is there. We've seen flashes of it, Rob.
Well, it's a volcano waiting to erupt. The UPS store pitch track down and away. He gets full extension. Look at the Exmo. Head over that leg, full extension. And if we can get Max to be consistent like that, I'll tell you what, he could be a tremendous asset to the team.
His 7th Major League home run. Livan lines out to hard and right, 2 down. That's okay. 3-run lead, take one swing and go sit down, Livan.
Oh, yeah. But
and
the
now
kid
it's
has the skills, Bob.
Nyjer Morgan.
One of the best outfielders in the organization. But as far as with the stick,
did you see where that ball came down?
Yeah, you got to be consistent at this level. If we can get him to be patient, more consistent going the other way, man, huge upside.
That ball was crushed. Somebody has a baseball for lunch in front of the red porch. And it's Nyjer Morgan now who flied to center his first time.
Well, even better, we've got Wolf up to 43 pitches here in the 2nd inning, and that's something that the Nats, even last year, did a tremendous job, Bob. Getting guys to that 100-pitch count by the 5th inning. Try to get this guy out of the ball game as quickly as possible. Sorry if it slows down the pace of the game, being patient.
Somewhere in this ballpark, Johnny Holiday's dancing in the aisles. One of his beloved Terrapins has just gone deep.
Now, is he dancing with Ray or by himself?
I would hope by himself.
I don't know.
You never know with those two.
No one's more gregarious than Ray Knight. Come on.
Good work.
He's a lovable bear.
And Morgan's aboard. And as I said earlier, because this inning should have been over, why not turn this guy loose and just keep pounding away at the Brewers in an inning that should have been scoreless, and the Nats now have scored 3.
Well, the pitchers are throwing a lot more pitches, or maybe it's the hitters know that they're going to be nibbling. Livan had 3 full counts on 4 batters in his top half of this inning, and Wolf has had 4 hitters with a 3-ball count in this inning thus far. So it's the good patience of the hitters right now, making the pitchers work hard.
By the way, another bugaboo for the Brewers this year. They've given up the most home runs in the National League. That was number 19 already. The only team giving up more, the Angels of all people, have given up 20 home runs.
Which is shocking. They lost John Lackey, but they still have some excellent starting pitching.
And breaking ball in there to Guzman, who lined out hard to third first time up. You got to score a lot of runs when you give up the most home runs like the Nats did last year, the most runs given up in the league. Your offense just can't keep up. There's that slow breaking ball, and he gets a strike with it, 0-2.
Well, you can give up home runs, make them solos.
Solos, yeah.
You start walking guys first and second and give up those 3-run home runs, devastating. They can take you out of some ball games. And especially if you get an early lead, that's exactly what you don't want to do.
Runner going. It was close enough for Christian. He didn't want to take it on 0-2.
And that's what we mean about pitching along with the game. You know, now Livan's got to go out there, make that 3-0 stand up as long as you can. Go out there with the intention of, okay, this is a very important top of the third. I've got to shut down the Brewers, make sure they don't get on the board and gain any momentum to catch us.
Randy Wolf has walked 3 Nats already. Morgan holding. Guzman hacking. And the count stays 0-2. There's Rick Peterson.
He was my old pitching coach in Chicago.
What makes him so good?
Well, he's very cerebral. He will get you through games, talk you through your game plan. He sets up a great game plan. He's a lot like Dave Duncan. He's not going to try to change a lot of your mechanics. He's just going to try to work and refine them.
Pitch number 50 coming here. And a big slow breaking ball gets Guzman. Great inning for the Nationals. After Counsell didn't make a play, Maxwell makes it really smart. And it's 3-0 Nats after 2. Aluminum or plastic outside the center field gates from the time the gates open through the 3rd inning. You get a voucher on recycled paper for 50% off select tickets, courtesy of our friends at Coca-Cola. Those vouchers could be redeemed for that day's game or any Monday through Thursday game in May or June. Some restrictions may apply, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the 22nd against the Dodgers. Actually, that'll be the last game of the series against the Rockies before the Dodgers come in Friday. This is an important homestand for the Nats, as they all are, but an interesting early season opportunity to step outside the division and play 3 against the Central and 7 against the West. Weeks rips one to left. Willingham is there, playing way off the line. Got to tip our cap to Wade Taylor and the rest of the Nats scouts. They had Weeks scouted beautifully. Josh Willingham, Rob, was probably playing 100 feet off the left field line.
Yes, he was, and the hammer squeezes that line rocket. Weeks has been hitting the tar out of the ball, and this is just another shot by Ricky, but the hammer is on his horse. Makes a great defensive play.
Here's Craig Counsell.
Gets by him. That's a double, maybe a triple. It's not how you want to come back after scoring 3 runs.
And watching Craig Counsell, Rob, it's obvious that later in his career he's taken that hands over the helmet stance of his and brought those hands way down now over the last year or so. They're still up there, but he used to have them up about the top of his helmet. He'll rip it, and Adam Dunn will grip it. 2 outs.
Beautifully done.
Good defense right now by Washington.
Adam Dunn continues to play solid first base right there. Just knock it down. You got some time. I got this one, big fella. Yeah, well, I mean, Counsell, to get back to him for a second, when your hitting instructors are telling the rest of the team, do not watch him take batting practice, you know he's got a funky stance. So, you know, he has brought those hands back down, but you got to be quick. As you get older, your skills are going to slow down.
Ryan Braun, solid single up the middle first time. He's 3 for 4 in this series with a walk. All the hits singles. That's fine.
Even better anytime Ryan Braun or a Prince Fielder can come to the plate with nobody on base. That's a good thing for the Nationals. There's the Prince.
Oh, great off-speed pitch. Levon had Braun reaching, and the right fielder, Maxwell, makes the call. Nats getting good pitching and timely hitting. It's 3-0, and look at this duo, this trio coming up. Nationals baseball on MASN, brought to you by AT&T. Find out what's possible. Nationals baseball on MASN, brought to you by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Screech and Lannon teaming up last night for a nice win over the Brewers. Fans are excited about what's going on with this ball club. A 5-3 win last night, 3-0 today. Bottom of the third, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham. Managers love it when you go right, left, right in the middle there. Randy Wolf's first 2 innings, 50 pitches, only half of them strikes.
Just remember, the more wins we get, the more Screech has to get up on that perch and wave that flag after the game. I will be very happy.
If he's emaciated by September, that'll be good for us. He's dropped a lot. He's dropped a lot of LBs since 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm kind of thankful you have the fit Screech. I know before I got here he was a little bit plump.
Oh, he was rotund. He used to sleep in the dome up the street at night. 1.7 miles north of here, that big, beautiful dome.
I still need to get Teddy's outfit on and win one of those races. It's just becoming an obsession with me. I don't even think I need to put the head on. My head's as big as Teddy's, so just put a disguise on. I got you, Abe.
I know some people who would agree with that.
I know you do. I know you do.
Not me, of course.
I'll give this away.
I've seen your humble side.
Joe Oliver used to call me Horsehead. But Joe's got a big old melon, too. But Joe would call me Horsehead, and I'll tell you the story in a second.
3-2 to Zimmerman. Close enough. He was hacking.
People want to know, what do you do in rain delays? Well, even in the minor leagues, you do fun stuff. So we actually laid down and weighed our heads in the training room. Joe had about a 12.5-pound head, by the way.
Top 5 picks from 05. What a year it was. Wow. We're not sure where Jeff Clement is.
Yeah.
We know where those other guys are.
He's on the side of a milk carton, so we're looking for Jeff. The other guys are outstanding.
Zimmerman keeps taking Randy Wolf's pitches the other way. So, you guys used to go in the clubhouse and weigh your heads?
Well, I mean, we'd lay down, and you lay down, and, you know, you've got the scale in there, and we'd weigh our heads. I mean, it's a rain delay. You know, in the minor leagues, you're not signing baseball cards and going through your mail. You got to do something to pass the time, and you didn't have a lot of money, so it's,
oh, man,
weigh heads. By the way, mine was 10.5 pounds, so maybe it was a little more empty than yours.
Well,
they're just as big.
He's a catcher. He had more information stored in.
Oh yeah. You must not know Joe. That's a good fastball on the inner half, riding in on his hands, and Zim missing a little bit of time, maybe a little bit rusty, but we'll give Wolfie the win right there on that battle.
That was a good battle.
That was a good pitch.
Really good. Adam Dunn bounced out to Ricky Weeks, who's out in right field at the moment. Counsell right up the middle. 1-1 from Wolf to Dunn.
Dunn's got a big melon.
He's got a big bat, too, but that one hit right down at the end of it.
Oh, they don't got it. They don't got it.
Oh, my gosh. Corey Hart was waiting for Jim Edmonds to call him off. Edmonds never did. It appeared to be Corey Hart's ball. And luckily for him, he had time to go back and get it.
That's the old, I got it, you take it. Jimmy Edmonds looked like he had this all the way. And then Corey Hart looks up and looks at him and goes, are you going to catch it? And there was no answer. So Corey Hart flips the shades and makes the catch. So we almost got a gift there, Bob.
If Adam Dunn had gotten that ball anywhere near the sweet spot of the bat in this breeze, it would have gone out. Now here's Willingham, who walked, leading off the second, leading to a 3-run inning.
Well, those home runs are going to come for Dunn. He's been hitting the ball with authority on a regular basis lately.
I've got him for 3 or so before this homestand's over. Two 2-0 to Josh. Let's see what Willingham's on base percentage is right now. How about 520 range? That's crazy how much he's on. And there's one to left.
No.
That'll stay in because of the breeze. Left fielder Ryan Braun. Randy Wolf gets a 1-2-3 third inning. Badly needed for him. Nats lead by 3. On to the middle innings. 3-0 Nationals. The big blow, the Ryan. Justin Maxwell, 2-run homer, his 7th career homer. Livan Hernandez has been solid so far. Rob, a couple of little glitches on the way, but 3 scoreless innings, all that matters.
A couple of glitches, but he's leaving guys on base, even right there. Bases loaded. Back to him. 1, 2, 3. Gets him out of a huge jam. And then on their sluggers, nobody on base. Great breaking ball down and away. Gets Braun leaning out over the plate. And now you got Prince Fielder leading off.
Top of the 4th. He rips it right at Adam Dunn. That's literally an Adam ball.
That is, but it's still an out. Squeeze it hard.
Now McGee coming. And by the way, those of you who might have heard about the crazy goings-on in Harrisburg last night, New Britain did win that game over Harrisburg 2-1 after a 3-hour and 42-minute delay. Weather, the power went out. Steven Strasburg pitched 2 1/3 innings. He faced 9 batters. 2 hits, gave up an unearned run. Didn't walk anybody. And struck out 3. His ERA is 1.23. That's in the just so you know department, because we don't want to be obsessed with every single move Steven's making down there, but we know a lot of folks were wondering how that ball game ended up last night. And that's a foul ball from Casey McGee.
I was actually wondering what he had for lunch, but I guess you don't have that anymore.
Entertainment Tonight will have that, Rob, if you tune in later.
What, with Mario Lopez?
And Steven Strasburg, we saw him at the Chili's.
I think they have one of those in Harrisburg, actually.
Now, was that the Hardware City Rock Cats? That the New Britain, Connecticut team?
Well, that's the Red Sox AA, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they used to be the Hardware City Rock Cats. We'll check them out.
I just think they're the New Britain Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, that was like 30 years ago. That was back when I was in high school. They've changed even the name of the city, because that's where Stanley, the hardware people,
you can't change the name of a city, can you?
Of course you can. Connecticut, they can do pretty much whatever they want.
So the hardware store now has the naming rights to the city?
Well, no, I think it's the Hardware City.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Double by McGee. He's there with 1 out. Right now the Brewers are hitting the ball pretty hard in this inning on Livan. Here's Edmonds, who doubled out to that same spot 2 innings ago.
Oh, the city still got its name, but it's the baseball team.
Got it. Well, they're listed on the box score as New Britain.
Well, then say it right. New Britain. Because that's how they pronounce it.
Oh, really?
In Connecticut. Yeah, well, I grew up right next door in Southington.
Okay. Edmonds slaps it to left. Willingham tracking it. He has it for the second out. You college students, a Monday through Thursday series with Colorado's coming up. Show your ID at the box office day of game and get 50% off your ticket if it's valued at $10 or more. That's in April for all Monday through Thursday games. Get 50% off, come to the ballpark, and get your red on. It'll be Corey Hart now with a runner at second base and 2 outs. '86 as Livan throws it by him.
Well, if anything, that 163-mile-an-hour pitch, that is one extra pitch you put in the back of the minds of the hitters. It could come. It makes that 86 look a little bit faster.
Yeah, we've seen some double and triple clutches on those. Desmond scoops it up, fires to Dunn, who stays on the bag, and that's it for the Brewers in the 4th inning.
I got it.
Just staying back in the ball and just seeing the ball and make a good contact. Basically, for the last couple of years, I've been hitting the ball hard, but right at people. But the only different, I guess, this year is that I'm still making the same contact, hitting the ball hard, and the ball is, finding places, in the field.
coming up. Desmond Rodriguez and Maxwell for the Nats. Time for our AFCIA sideline report. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Here's Debbie.
Well, Nationals veteran Pudge Rodriguez came here to D.C. with a good reputation of being a catch-and-throw player, but he also has been super at the plate. So what's been the key to his consistency there?
Just staying back in the ball and just seeing the ball and make a good contact, basically, For the last couple of years, I've been hitting the ball hard for Raya people. But, the only difference, I guess, this year is that I'm still making the same contact, hitting the ball hard, and the ball is, finding places, in the field.
And, Bob, as you guys talked about earlier, he is so driven and dedicated. His hard work is paying off, and a lot of the other guys are definitely noticing what he's doing out there.
Well, and there won't be too many players anymore who play 22 years in the big leagues. And that's what Pudge will achieve if he fulfills both years of the contract he has signed here. Amazing. 14 All-Star games, 13 Gold Gloves. Here's a number for you. Should have had this one last night when we were celebrating number 42, Jackie Robinson.
How about
his
this?
Career caught stealing rate, 42%.
For the mothers listening today, the one thing that Pudge and I talked about yesterday was his mother. He had not seen his mother in 2 months, and he stayed up till like 3 in the morning when she got in the other night. So that we were coming back from Philly. And he loves his mom a lot, too.
It says a lot for him.
Yeah. He's a nice young man.
Fielder stays on there with a wide throw by Counsell. That's the base hit that got away from Craig Counsell. The Nats then scored 3 runs.
I'd rather be lucky than good. See now,
Rodriguez now hitting .429. He's 12 for 28.
And that's the game. You see stuff like that from Pudge. And then Ian Desmond's hitting rockets right at people. Ricky Weeks is hitting rockets right at people, and those aren't falling. So sometimes they fall, and sometimes they don't.
Oh, good stop by Prince to his right. He was playing well off the line, and Fielder takes a hit away from Pudge Rodriguez, and here comes Justin Maxwell. He knew he got that one.
There the Exmo shows the beauty of a swing when it's perfectly done and perfectly executed, and he's got to do a lot more of that, though, to keep that starting position. It's not like Willie Harris and Tavares and everybody else is just going to give him that job either. That's what I love about this team this year, Bob, that everybody's fighting to get in the lineup on an everyday basis. Including when you sit down Pudge Rodriguez for a well-deserved night off, and Will Nieves goes out and gets a couple of knocks and a clutch hit. That's when you know you're deep.
Big, slow-breaking ball fouled.
Well, Wolfie said, hey, if Levon could do that 70-mile-an-hour change, that was 65. So he throws a 65-mile-an-hour pitch in there. I like Randy Wolf a lot. You talked about his Philly days. He then got the Tommy John surgery and went through heck to get back and came back, and he's come back and pitched very well.
Maxwell fights one off. It'll be into the seats. J-Max broke in a big way back in 07. It was on September 11th at Florida. His third major league at bat was a pinch hit grand slam against Chris Seddon of the Marlins. Fractured his right wrist. Never made it to the big leagues the following year. Was here for 40 games in 09. But he only hit .247.
Well, we had that question last night about pitching inside. There you see it. Guy takes you deep. And Randy Wolf, who does not throw in the 90s, is just pounding him on the inner half.
Big slow breaking ball. And a 1-2-3 for Wolf here in the fourth. He's fanned 3. Fifth inning coming up. Bottom of the Milwaukee order. 3-0. This HD Nationals baseball broadcast on MASN brought to you by your Washington Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford. This HD Nationals baseball broadcast on MASN brought to you by your Washington Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Lots of sunny skies out there today. Nice day for a ride down the Potomac, down there by the National Harbor. Hi, guys. Having a good time at the ballpark with the Nats on top 3-0.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Rob. How are you?
I think they were saying hi to Debbie myself, but that's okay.
Yeah, she gets enough messing with the fans. I'd like to do the game from out in the stands one day.
George Kataris, the catcher.
Meet the peeps.
We are interviewing armed guards.
We're taking applications now.
They don't need to protect me. I think Dibble can take care of himself. Playable left side. Ryan Zimmerman, the number 8 man retired. The pitcher coming up. Some sort of variation on the Milwaukee sausages are here. I know the guy in the green hat's the Italian who just went down.
I thought sausages were round.
And they are. But
that poor guy. That guy took
that was the chorizo, I think, who went down. It seems to me the racing presidents are trying to wrangle an invitation to Miller Park when the Nationals play there on the weekend of July 23rd.
Yeah, but having Randall Simon as your spokesperson, that's not going to help.
He's the one who took out the sausages, right?
Yeah, he hit the girl that was in one of the sausage suits. It was by accident, but he was messing around and he swung a bat and clipped her. Not smart. Leave those sausages alone.
Wolf bounced into a 1-2-3 double play with the bases loaded first time. That's 3 innings ago. Shows you how well Levon's been going. He's faced only one batter over the minimum since then. That was McGee with the double in the 4th. You can set yourself up for a great inning by taking care of business here at the bottom of the order. Ball 2. Levon doing just fine. 53 pitches through 4. And Wolf will rip one up the middle. He's a good hitter. He's aboard with 1 out here in the 5th. Nationals baseball brought to you in part by Hager. Established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. They sponsor the drop-down portion of our score bug there. And it shows you the Nats lead 3-0. The Dots are runner at first. Top of the 5th. 1 out, and Ricky Weeks coming up.
See, you and Hager born the same year. Very nice.
Wow.
1926.
Wow.
You know I love you, Bobby.
Of course you do. You kid because you care.
That's right. Come on, make a play.
Nobody will reach that one.
I like what Jimmy Edmonds said, though, because Adrian Beltre drilled Jacoby Ellsbury in a game, and he's got fractured ribs or very badly bruised ribs. He can't play. And then you got Mike Cameron, their center fielder. He's trying to pass a kidney stone right now, so Boston's got all kinds of problems. So that's actually a quite poignant remark by Edmonds.
Yeah. Well, we saw a bad collision in Milwaukee a couple of years ago when Prince Fielder and Jeff Jenkins, 2 big guys, had a heavy collision down the first base line.
How about the Mets in San Diego when Mike Cameron
that was horrible,
got ahead of Carlos Beltran, so you had 2 center fielders, and just crushed his face. And Mike has come back from that, but man, That was one of the worst collisions I've ever seen.
This one will blow out of play. You know, Jim Edmonds had his share of meetings with warning tracks and walls.
Oh, yeah.
In Anaheim and St. Louis, Darren Erstad was known for literally running into the wall for the Angels, going after fly balls.
How about Ken Griffey Jr.? The broken thumbs and wrists that he got crashing into walls. My teammate Eric Davis once hit the Wrigley wall. He fractured ribs and
no give on that thing.
Oh my goodness. That wall, that brick wall.
Aaron Rowland in Philadelphia a couple of years ago.
Face plant, dead central.
When I was a kid, we always used to hear about Minnie Minoso up in Chicago with the White Sox. Same sort of thing.
Because he was Minnie?
He was aggressive and sometimes a little too wacky out there.
Lenny Dykstra, he remarked after he crashed into the center field wall at Riverfront, you have the only stadium that doesn't have pads. When the Phillies came back, we put pads up. They had the pads, they just hadn't put them up on the walls at Riverfront.
1-2 to Weeks. Levon with a slow pitch, flied to right. The wind's moving it, and moving with it, Maxwell, 2 outs. And, of course, one of the worst we've ever seen 3 years ago with Nick Johnson and Austin Kearns at Shea Stadium. Something we will not soon forget.
Let's see this off-speed Levo 1-2 pitch right here. Big rainbow curveball. Ricky Weeks wonderfully holding the hands back, and wham, takes that to right. Wind took it. Justin Maxwell caught it, but still good piece of hitting by Ricky Weeks. He's a good young player.
This is a very important hitter here because of the situation and the score. 5th inning, 3-run game. One of the best young hitters in the game on deck, who you don't want to face in this inning.
Danger on deck. Danger. Ryan Braun. I mean, how many power guys do you know with 200 hits in a season?
Very rare.
That's
203 last year to lead the league.
3 hits last year.
Well, in this series, he has 3 singles. He will take what you give him. When you make a mistake, boom. Up the middle. Desmond. And he scrapes the bag on the way by. Well done. The Nats are out of the inning, and Ryan Braun not to be dealt with until the 6th.
We are back at Nationals Park. The Nats and Brewers in action again this afternoon. Now, I am here with Screech, and he is doing a very good deed. He is delivering a toothbrush to the community desk here at Nationals Park to help benefit the earthquake victims in Haiti. And no doubt, Screech is bringing a smile to Haiti. This is going on throughout the homestand. Bob, Rob, back over to you.
We
are back. We are back at Nationals Park. The Nats and Brewers in action again this afternoon. Now, I am here with Screech, and he is doing a very good deed. He is delivering a toothbrush to the community desk here at Nationals Park to help benefit the earthquake victims in Haiti. And no doubt, Screech is bringing a smile to Haiti. This is going on throughout the homestand. Bob, Rob, back over to you.
Yeah, see, some of the folks listen to us. They brought packages of toothbrushes. We appreciate that. Every little bit helps, and the Nats are doing their part. Bottom of the 5th, Levon to lead off. AT&T with trivia. Which pitcher is the Nationals' leader in strikeouts since 2005?
Johan Santana.
No, Nationals.
Oh, Nationals. No.
We'd like to have him.
Probably Levon.
I don't know. This has trick question written all over it to me.
Because Levon's coming up.
It seems too obvious.
A nice trivia guy would pay tribute to the legend, Livan Hernandez.
Legend that is Livan. 75 pitches for Randy Wolf in 4 innings. Hernandez sees his second pitch of the day. He lined out on the first one he saw 3 innings ago. Livan, by the way, has now pitched 12 consecutive scoreless innings as a National this year.
I can't believe you just said that.
That's not a jinx, it's a fact.
I'm going to have to tackle you about that.
Fielder with the fair ball, 1 out. I'm pretty sure no bloggers heard what you just said, so we won't hear about that. Ask about the Nats at massinsports.com. We love fielding your questions. And also during the ball games, you can chat live with our man Ben Goessling, formerly of the Washington Times and now part of the Masson team, chatting with you live during our ball games. 8 in a row, by the way, for Wolf since he walked Nyjer Morgan with 2 outs in the second. So he has settled down nicely and kept the Brewers in range here. Big, slow, rolling breaking ball.
Let's not stop at 3 runs. Let's get a few more. A little bit of separation here.
Well, Braun, Fielder, and McGee, their 3 big guns are coming up in the 6th. Stay quiet. We can explode at any time.
Stay classy, Milwaukee.
J.R. Tolles has hit a homer. And the Astros have a 3-0 lead in the 3rd inning at Chicago. That's the only other National League game going on. Everything later. And Wolf throws it right by Morgan. 9 in a row now for Randy Wolf. He has found whatever he's been lacking early in the ball game. 4th K of the day.
Well, good pitchers will get better as the game goes on, and Wolfie has been doing a great job changing speeds. We saw that last night with Gallardo and Lannon. Go soft early and then blow guys away, even with 88. Makes it look harder with great off-speed stuff.
Christian Guzman has been handled by Wolf well today.
Now, these helicopters, Bob, want to watch the game. They keep buzzing us.
We have 3 choppers that have flown right by the stadium twice.
What's the deal?
Usually when we see the big ones heading for Andrews, we know the president's on one of them.
Well, he doesn't have to buy a ticket.
That's the only boss that matters, Mr. Riggleman, right now. Here. Look at that off-speed pitch.
It's just not right. Guy throwing 65 right there. Started him off 79-mile-an-hour curveball, and that's a 65-mile-an-hour curveball. Christian's not liking Randy Wolf right now.
Trying to retire his 10th consecutive batter. Guzman will wait for that breaking ball. He went to it maybe once too often.
Yes.
And now Randy Wolf has to deal with Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs in the 5th. Ryan has seen a lot of pitches today, walking and striking out.
Well, this is a salty dog veteran move right here. He's looking for the off speed. He gets a 69-mile-an-hour cambio curveball right there, and he just says, you know what, I can't pull it, so I'll just drive it right back at you.
That was a great replay because Christian was on his front foot with the weight shift when he made contact. The Nats have their first hit since the Maxwell homer in the 2nd.
Well, and the best thing is he gets on with 2 outs and brings Zim and possibly Dunn up in this inning. And Zim, the beautiful thing to see him go deep right here. Needs to gapper.
Randy Wolf, the jewel of the Brewers 2010 free agent class. A 3-year deal for $29.75 million. They spent $7.5 on LaTroy Hawkins for 2 years, and he's really had a rough time.
And we're kind of thankful that happened because he helped us back into the game last night.
Just over $2 million for Council to re-sign him. $2 million for Greg Zahn. Claudio Vargas, $900,000. They re-signed Trevor Hoffman.
Well, Hoffy's a bargain at any price. And I know you know Trevor like I do. He is one of the hardest working veterans around Major League Baseball.
He's going to have 600 saves within a month. Amazing.
Just imagine he was a poor hitting middle infielder with the Reds one time.
1-2 to Zimmerman. Wolf keeps working him away. Nice day at the ballpark. Breezy, cool. 2:30 just beyond. On a Saturday afternoon, April 17th. Nats got 3 in the second on a Rodriguez single, a 2-run Maxwell homer. So Bob, Rob, and Debbie reveling in a 3-0 lead as the Nats are trying to take control of the weekend here. Runner going way inside to Zimmerman, and Guzman swipes one. You know, the Nationals lead the major leagues in stolen bases. That's number 14. Rob, they haven't had a runner thrown out at second base stealing yet. The only 2 runners retired were picked off. So they've been just about perfect with the running game.
Well, and with a left-hander, you go on that first movement. And since Wolf was thinking about going home, Gutierrez didn't even throw the ball to second.
The Kansas City Royals are the other team. They had 13 steals coming into the day. And it's not just Niger Morgan. Everybody's getting involved.
And George goes out to have a little chit-chat. Okay, you sure you still want to work against him with first base open? You want to put him on, go for done?
Likely we wouldn't see a fastball here unless it's well off the plate. He's been teasing Zimmerman with fastballs away. Two to Ryan. Big breaking ball, left field line, fair ball. Guzman scores. Zimmerman hooks one into the corner for his 7th RBI, and the Nationals lead 4-0. Randy Wolf might have been better off pitching around Ryan Zimmerman.
I agree. Gentlemen, Zim, nice to have him back in the lineup. Big breaking ball. Probably, as Bob said, walk him and pitch to the lefty. He gets burned and burned badly with 2 outs. Christian comes in easily, but Zim won that battle. And give a lot of credit to Christian on that slow breaking ball that he put back up the middle.
Absolutely.
That set that whole thing up, and then the stolen base.
Good call. Here's Dunn.
Remember, he got struck out the last at bat on one of these slow breaking balls, and he stays in there, keeps the hands back and the head down, and you see him off balance. But it's all about keeping the hands back long enough. And you talked about it with Christian. He was on the front foot, badly fooled, but with the hands back, you could still put the ball in play.
1-1 to Dunn. Adam is grounded out and flied out, pulling the ball both times. We're still waiting for the game that'll be the explosion for him. The homer in Philadelphia the other day was huge. Oh, he got a pitch on the inner half, and he was too early for it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think Adam Dunn's eyes lit up on that one.
How many walks does Adam have now?
Adam Dunn has 11 walks, 2nd in the league.
And they're just pitching him so carefully, and once again with first base open. I mean, Randy would be crazy to give him anything to hit.
You know who everybody's walking? David Wright, 14, because nobody in the Mets lineup can help him out right now.
Francoeur?
Yeah, but he's a couple spots down.
That's true.
They may have to move Francoeur up to clean up for number 5.
Maybe Jerry Manuel's scared to do that because he's hitting so well.
Yeah. But nobody's pitching to David Wright right now.
You got to protect David Wright. So just keep pitching around him.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Dunn. Way inside, ball 3. If the inning continues, there's a Hammer on deck, who's already walked and scored a run today.
Well, this next pitch for Wolfman's going to be 100.
You know, it's interesting, Rob. The Nats only have 4 hits today, but it's 2 sets of back-to-back hits.
Yep.
Dunn breaks his bat, and Fielder's got this one. A base hit by Guzman, a stolen base as Zimmerman double, 4-0 into the 6th.
It's the virtual Wallet T-shirt zone.
When I start waving, you wave.
He is waving because it is a great day in Natstown. Great time to be a Nats fan. 4-0 Nationals right now over the Brew Crew going into the 6th inning. Well, on April 20th, it is T-Shirt Tuesday. Come out for the first T-Shirt Tuesday of the season. The first 10,000 fans at the 7:05 game versus the Rockies will receive a free red Natstown T-shirt presented by Tickets.com. Get your tickets today at Nationals.com. Now, here's Mr. Bob Carpenter.
Thank you, Mr. Rob Dibble.
Look at the little baby. I want Adam Dunn to hit a home run.
Well, maybe next time. First pitch swinging, Braun. Zimmerman, Gold Glove defense for the first out. That's huge with Prince Fielder coming up. And Ryan Zimmerman, he told me last Sunday in New York, remember that play he had to come in on when Alex Cora hit a little dribbler? He had a hard time getting all the way down to get it. No such problem this time.
Well, and you want to make sure it's a healthy Zimmerman. This is a coldish day. You don't want him to re-injure that hamstring and be out for a month or 2. You see how beautifully done it is. The Exmo showing he doesn't even try to get a grip. He takes almost a full palm to throw it, but that's our Zim.
Anything you can do to have the bases wiped clean.
Yes.
With these guys batting goes a long way toward the W.
That's huge, because even if they do get lucky and leave on deep, it's a solo shot. Oh, what a bender.
Close.
Well, and McGee's no slouch either coming up behind Prince, so you still want to challenge these guys when you can and pick your spots.
And Fielder goes high and foul.
The Prince does not get cheated on his swing. You see the weight shift, and then he just jacks it with all of his might, but thankfully it was foul.
Averaging 40 home runs his first 4 major league seasons. 2-1 pitch. And then Levon works him away. In 07, 08, 09, Ryan Howard hit 140, Prince 130, A-Rod 119, Adam Dunn 118, Albert Pujols and Carlos Pena each hit 116. So we're talking about the premier power guys in this game. And this young man right in the middle of it at the age of 25. And he is gone. Livan paints him up and in. And for Livan Hernandez, his third strikeout of the day, and each one of them, Rob, has been a called strike 3.
Well, just when you start looking in, foul went off, foul went away. The UPS store will show you the beautiful bender two-seam changeup that came back over the plate.
That's pitching.
And Prince can't believe it.
2 outs, bases empty for Casey McGee.
I got a nickname for Livan, the pitch whisperer.
I like it.
He is the master out there. That is pitching at its best. Because you got to have guts to stand out there throwing 85.
Yeah.
You should say that about Tom Browning. You imagine standing out there with all those hammers trying to hit it right back at you, and the only thing you do is top out at 85? You got to have some guts. I didn't like being out there with 95. I was uncomfortable.
He's a delightful presence on our ball club. And a 2-0 coming. He didn't feel good about it, so he just walked away. Which you can do when nobody's on base. It's not a balk. He might have got up on that one leg and the wind was blowing a little bit. Here comes the 2-0. And then he paints the outside corner.
His sails or his shirt a little larger than most, so maybe he did get a shirt full of wind.
From the extreme right side of that pitching rubber, ball 3.
But it's just manipulating the strike zone. Going in, going out. These are some very good hitting Brewers.
This ball club came in hitting .271, 5th in the league. Strike 2, and just nothing is in the middle of the plate where these guys want it.
And Randy Wolf doing much the same. He made a big mistake to Zim last inning, but we got 4 hits. They've got 4 hits.
Three-2 pitch. He threw him a strike. McGee hammers it, and there's a Maxwell there. That's it. And Livan Hernandez, 6 great innings. Willingham, Desmond, and Pudge Rodriguez straight ahead. Here's our game summary through 5.5. Livan Hernandez will outlast Randy Wolf, who's been pulled from this game. Ryan Zimmerman with a big RBI double, a 2-out shot in the 5th. And the swing of the game, the Justin Maxwell 2-run bomb to the red seats in left center. Pudge Rodriguez snuck a base hit over or onto the glove of Craig Counsell, and then J-Max made him pay.
Well, he got it by Counsell, but then J-Max max effort, just crushes that ball to the deepest part of the ballpark. And even though Randy Wolf only allowed 4 hits and 4 runs, he's gone.
100 pitches, 60 strikes for Wolf. Todd Coffey had a breakout season for the Brewers last year, 78 games. He had pitched in 81 for the Reds back in 06. But this time he had a 2.90 ERA, 4 wins, couple of saves, and a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 65/21. Took him a while, 41st rounder by the Reds back in 98. Interesting that anybody's warming up for the Nats right now. Levon's only thrown 81 pitches.
Might be getting some work in. Well, we got a Maxwell in the house, and we got some coffee on the mound.
And if anybody gets on base, they'll face each other here in a high caffeine 6th inning.
Okay, so it was lame.
I liked it. That was very clever.
Can't always be fun.
That might have been your most clever line this year. It is game 11, you know.
Yeah, I got to stay hot. Be about another month before I come up with something witty.
It's okay.
It's a long year.
We're every inning of the way with you. Willingham, a walk, a run, a fly to left. And a drive to right that's got some carry on it. And bang, it goes on a hop up against the wall. Josh Willingham doesn't do that often, but that indicates he's really staying on the ball. A beautifully stroked double off the right field track.
Well, the hammer just spanks this ball the other way. You see him keep the hands nice and tight and quick to the ball. And he gives it a ride as Todd Coffey provides the 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball. And Corey Hart just stopped running, Bob. Turned around, and he was looking for the carom. You know that ball was hit hard.
Those guys liked it. All right, here's Ian Desmond next. He wants to at least move this runner. Up 4-0. Jim Riggleman could have him bunting. He dropped a beauty down last night, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
No sign of it there as he takes a front door slider.
And we had a couple of moments that we didn't execute properly, but the moment we needed him most, one of the most perfect bunts of the year for the Nationals, and unselfish play will win you a lot of ball games, but you need guys to give themselves up, and he did just that.
When you bunt the ball that hits the grass once and then absolutely stops still, that's a great touch.
Well, and you know there are some guys that go up there and they'll just kind of fudge a couple of, Adams and just kind of bunt at them so that they can get 2 strikes and swing. I mean, you got to go up there with the intention of laying down a good, solid bunt to move the runner.
Desmond with a fly to center field. Not
That's
deep
trouble.
at all. And the ball does drop off the glove of Ricky Weeks. The wind held it up so Edmonds couldn't get there. It was blowing straight down when Weeks got to it, and Desmond gets a base hit. And Rob, there's the game evening out after all the line drives he's hit at people.
He's been hitting some Adam balls at everybody, and Ricky Weeks going back. That's a tough play with the wind blowing, but Jimmy Edmonds was way back, and sometimes when you swing and the center fielder or an outfielder goes back on the ball, and it's off the end of the bat, which that was, it's a tough play. So Ian Desmond right here.
Keep running.
Well, he was kind of running, but here's the thing. He's watching the play, but Willingham had not really left second base. He didn't know if that ball was going to be caught. But, yeah, you're right. You got to hustle. Could have been halfway to second and then standing on second once it dropped.
Here's Pudge, 1 for 2 today. Now down by 4. Ken Maka plays his middle infielders back for a double play here. So any ground ball up the middle is one of those guaranteed RBIs we talk about. Even if you hit into a double play, it's a run. The Nats putting pressure on Milwaukee here. 6 hits. And Pudge will jack one to right center. Look at this baby fly off the scoreboard. Willingham home. Here comes Desmond. The Nationals lead 6-0. And on an error, Rodriguez goes to third.
Who's 38? Not Pudge.
3 RBIs today, doubling his season total. And the Nats are all over Todd Coffey here.
What's the difference on this ball club, Bob? 2 words. Pudge Rodriguez. When you think he's just going to try to get the run in or try to get the guy to second or third, he drills it off the right center field wall. And Ian Desmond had plenty of energy to come around from first, and Pudge, as the ball gets by the infielders on a bad throw in, he skates over to third. Now you bring the infield in.
Jim Edmonds on a throwing error. Infield is in, and the Nats a chance to go up by 7. By the way, Milwaukee had the lowest error total in the league coming in, along with the Mets. Just 5 errors. Maxwell trying to match Rodriguez with his 3rd RBI. Breaking ball in there. 1-1. Levon appreciating some serious run support today, but he's done his part. And a 1-1 to Max. Good fastball to take under his hands. Pudge Rodriguez is now 13 for 30. Batting .433. Time for Maxwell to shrink that swing a little bit and put the ball in play. I mentioned the Nats with their hits. All their hits today have come in bunches when they've been back-to-back. Rodriguez and Maxwell in the 2nd. Guzman, Zimmerman in the 5th. Willingham, Desmond, Rodriguez here in the 6th. And that's up and in, 3-2. The Brewers, meanwhile, their 4 hits have come in 4 different innings. Maxwell got jammed and still hits it well to center field. Sacrifice fly, 7-0. So Justin collects his first 3 RBIs of the year. Levon Hernandez will bat now with 1 out and the bases empty.
Maybe more importantly for Justin, instead of the home run right there, recognizing, listen, tried to just hit the ball in the air with his strength, didn't get a lot on that, and he still drove it out into center field. And I think a lot of our younger players are starting to learn by watching some of the older players. You don't have to do too much to get max effort.
There's an old pro swinging at the first pitch with a 7-run lead. Coffey throws him out. Top of the order, Nyjer Morgan. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at the ballpark, Miller Lite Party Night. Get a Scoreboard Pavilion seat and drink voucher for $20. For Prime games, it's only $2 more. Come by early for the pregame happy hour at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar featuring $5 brews. It's a popular place in this ballpark. Top of the order now, Nyjer Morgan. 0 for 2 with a walk today. But most of the rest of the lineup has chipped in beautifully. Nyjer's still been on base 11 of his last 16 plate appearances.
Well, and just as important as the offense, Scott Olson, John Lannon, and now this starting performance by Levon Hernandez. And we had talked about this. We needed better and more well-pitched innings by the starting rotation, and they've delivered.
And you have to know that Jason Marquis is chomping at the bit regarding tomorrow. He's not happy with the way his season has started. Johnny could have had the win last night. 2 runs in 7 innings.
A little tired on this day game, aren't you? And
by the way, we want everybody at home to know that our hard-working Masson crew when it's a day game after a night game. They are here just after sunup at the ballpark, and we appreciate everything they do. It's interesting, Rob, by tomorrow, the Nats will have played 8 day games in their first 12 games of the year. So there have been a lot of early crew calls this year, and we appreciate everybody involved in that. One of the runs is unearned. The other 2 earned by the RBIs of Rodriguez. And the Nats lead 7. Count them, 7-0.
Now batting for the Milwaukee Brewers, center fielder Jim Edmonds.
Nationals! You got that right, buddy. Nationals 7-0 into the 7th inning. Bob and Rob back upstairs, our so-called working shot. And, you know, when everybody is responding like this, Rob, I really think you nailed it. It's the starting pitching that sets the tone and allows the ball club to relax.
Absolutely. I mean, Levon threw a great game in New York. Scott Olson threw a great game the last game in Philadelphia, and then John Lannon responded. Now Levon's back out there giving us 6 shutout innings, and now the offense can take over. The defense has been tremendous, and even the backup players without Zimmerman, Rodriguez, and Dunn yesterday won that ball game. So it's everybody contributing, and I've said this very often. That you're only as good as that last guy on the bench. And I think this is an excellent ball club. They work very well together.
You can look at the guys on the bench today. Willie Harris, Adam Kennedy, Alberto Gonzalez, Willie Taveras, Will Nieves. Every one of them has contributed to at least 1 or 2 wins this year already. Levon pitching to contact. Edmonds to Guzman. And that's how the 7th inning gets underway. AT&T Trivia, and the Nationals leader in strikeouts since 2005 when the Expos moved to D.C. Is it Levon? It's Jason Bergman. I knew that was a trick question. How about that? Levon might catch him. Another ground ball. Desmond showing off that arm. Wow. 2 outs. Throwing out Corey Hart. That kid has a Sean Dunston-like arm over there at shortstop.
And it's a beautiful thing when you have some leads in ball games. It puts pressure on the other team, and now we're starting to see other teams swing and expand their zones. And now you're getting a ground ball to second, ground ball to short. And let's see in Exmo how beautiful Ian Desmond's arm is. Make the catch first, pull it out, make the exchange, and then a rocket over to first base. It's a beautiful thing to be 25 in the big leagues.
I'd ask Ian if he ever toyed with the football in high school down there in Sarasota. That is some arm. Jody Garrett, if the inning makes it to the pitcher's spot. George Kottaras, the catcher, a walk, a fly ball to center. And left-hander Chris Narbison for the Brewers. We saw Manny Parra, their other lefty, last night.
Never nervous, Arvidsson. If you watch Levon's mechanics too, Bob, he squares up towards home, then he gets a great balance point, and then he delivers the ball.
Little tapper. If it stays fair, it did. Sneaking right over the bag. And Livan Hernandez has now retired 11 of the last 12 Milwaukee hitters. Right over the corner of the bag. Nationals baseball on MASN, brought to you by Acura. Acura. And Nationals baseball on MASN, brought to you by Acura. Acura Advance. What a day for the Nats. Flags waving, kids bouncing, pitchers pitching, hitters hitting. Everything going right for Washington on this beautiful day. Doug Davis back with the Brewers now, but he's only 1-5 career against the Nats. 1:30 ball game tomorrow. We'll get you going with Nats Extra at 1 o'clock. And Jason Marquis will try to cash in his first W of the year. Numbers on the careers rather similar. Davis over his career, more of a strikeout pitcher, but certainly a finesse pitcher at this stage. And here we go to the bottom of the seventh. Milwaukee left-hander, 28-year-old Chris Narveson takes over. It'll be his 7th appearance of the year. 4 runs, 3 earned, and 9 hits in his first 6 innings. Well, Ken Maka, just like Jim Riggleman knows, there's not a whole lot of managing you can do when you're down big. Late innings.
Well,
Jim's looking out there going, yeah, this feels okay.
Sure is nice being up 7-0.
The Nats with their biggest lead of the season. We've had so few ball games like this the last couple of years. You try not to enjoy it too much because there's always tomorrow, but it sure feels good to be playing good baseball and dominating at home, which on occasion you are supposed to do. Guzman, Zimmerman, and Dunn. Christian's base hit with 2 outs. Got the Nats going on that big 5th inning run that made it 4-0 before the 6th inning 3-run explosion.
And one of the things on a winning ball club is you can look around the clubhouse and you know not many guys are willing to fail, and that's this ball club. You have a lot of guys that have been on world championship teams. You have some older guys that are just fed up with the losing around here, and now you've got guys you can count on. And as long as we can get some starting pitching and get the bullpen to hold up, this team will score runs.
Guzman will bump one into right center. A 2-hit day for him. He got jammed with that pitch.
Oh, and he goes.
It's booted by Hart, and they never do get the ball back in until Christian standing on second base. And for the Brewers, that'll be their 2nd outfield error. Base hit, E9.
And this is good hustle right here. Christian running hard out of the box. Will take a big turn. Watch the play unfold in front of him. There's a little bit of a bobble right there. Hart drops the ball, and now he tries to pick it up, and watch this. Now you can easily cruise into second.
That's why you make the big turn.
Always hustle out of the box, young people.
The Nationals with 8 hits today.
I know we even have some fantastic defensive replacements for late in ball games.
Very versatile guys. By the way, half the hits, extra bases today. And here's Zimmerman, who's doubled back in the 5th, drove in Guzman.
Well, half the hits we've gotten against their bullpen in the last inning.
Zimmerman hammers one to center. How far is this one going? Right at the 4:02 mark. Guzman scores. Zimmerman drives in another, and the Nationals lead 8-0.
Yeah, Zim, stay put.
Wow, was that ball hit hard. Three times on base for Zimmerman today.
Being on the other side of this is just a comfort level now with our hitters. They're just sitting there, patient, getting pitches they can drive. This ball scalded by Zim. And you saw Christian stop there. You know why? Jimmy Edmonds deked him. He turned his face towards the infield. He knows it was going to hit off the wall, and that froze Christian. So the 38-year-old, 39-year-old center fielder still pulling off the old deke, but Zim hitting the ball with authority today, Bob. It's nice to see.
8 RBIs on the year for Zimmerman now. One ball to one strike to Dunn. Adam 0 for 3, 5 for 31 on the year. Dunn will lift one to center. Zimmerman tagging, but not going on Edmonds, who has over 100 career outfield assists. Willingham will be next. We are in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. Josh Willingham, a big day, 2 runs, a walk, a double. Loved the way he went to right field the last time and short hopped the wall.
We need to check the video because I truly believe that Hammer is closer to the plate this year.
You might be right. It works in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Works wonderfully for those Phillies. I think some people should start taking a page out of their hitting book. Yeah, Chase Utley hit another home run last night.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that boy is good. Yeesh.
Good luck, Ricky Nolasco, at 7:05 tonight. Up there.
I'll be watching the Caps game. The Capitals in the playoffs.
Nothing more intense in sports than playoff hockey. 2-1 to Willingham. Good take. Ian Desmond with a base hit last time. He also has a sacrifice bunt today.
Guys would call that hit that Desmond got a blookie man, a little blooper.
I would call it justice after what happened to him last night. And now Narveson walks Willingham to bring Desmond up there with 2 men on. Good day at the ballpark for the Nats and their fans, and this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. breaking ball for a strike to Desmond. Ian is 7 for 31 with a homer, 5 RBIs. He's made good contact in this series. There's another one. Zimmerman around third. Pat Listash will hold him.
No.
A perfect call on a good throw by Edmonds, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. And for the Nats, the hits keep on coming. Desmond has a couple, and Washington's into double figures in base hits.
This was struck with authority right there. On top of it, lined back up the middle. There's absolutely no reason to send Ryan Zimmerman. He's got a bad hamstring. You're up 8-0. You need 6 more outs to win the ball game. But that's a question for another day. We need Zim in there every day or almost every day.
Next up is Pudge Rodriguez. The Nats now have 4 runs on 6 hits in the last 2 innings against the Milwaukee bullpen. Brewers play back, and Pudge a chance for a 4, 5, or more RBI day.
There's a lot of ducks on the pond.
Nats on the bags. Rodriguez hits a double play ball. Counsell 2 weeks. Inning over, but the Nats tack on another run and into the 8th inning. On top, 8-0. Into the 8th inning of play, the Nats on top by 8. Some defensive changes to tell you about in a moment. Speaking of defense, how about the Home Depot doing more on defense?
Pitching and defense wins championships. Today we've gotten both. Great pitching, great defense, and Levon can field his own position. The hamstring in question. Exmo tells us a little different story. Ryan Zimmerman is back in a big way. When he starts playing that Gold Glove defense, it leads to his stick at the plate, and now we bring in Willie Harris.
In left field for Willingham, Adam Kennedy at first base for Dunn. And for the Brewers stepping in, pinch hitting in their number 9 hole, Jody Garrett, the former Indian Padre. And Cub hit .221 in 37 games for San Diego last year. Came to the Brewers in a trade. That hit .236.
Come on, make the play.
Guzman stays with it. Can't make it.
Didn't Jody go to Stanford too? Is he an ex-Stanford Cardinal?
He did. He had .320 there with 170 RBIs in his career.
Thought he looked
in
like a
Palo
smart
Alto.
guy. Well, this is not well played right there by Christian. Tries to backhand it. It eats him up, and Jody's speed, he doesn't even think about throwing it over there. So
Guzman charged with his first error of the year.
And that'll get our bullpen going, but Levon throwing a great game. go. Double play ball right here.
They're going up Hackins, so the ball's going to be in play pretty quickly.
Gil Batista.
Take it around.
You don't need to wipe that stuff off on me. Just keep that right there.
I used my cough switch. Hey, anybody who has a car in this town knows what's blowing around.
A lot of pollen. Anybody who's got a black car around here.
We came back from the road trip. My car was a different color.
Man. Don't you remember in Eddie Murphy and Golden Child, the guy put something on his sleeve and he's like, "You just gonna leave that there?"
I don't remember that.
I know. You're not a big movie.
I'm not.
That's okay.
They'll have to hurry for two. It's doable. Guzman and Kennedy made a good play by coming off the bag just to keep that from getting behind him on a low feed by Christian. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Ricky Weeks at first base, so the double play still in order.
Well, keep working towards the 27th out. Right there, you get the lead runner. And as Bob said, Adam Kennedy, he's a wily veteran. He just comes off the bag and makes the play. Don't even try to make the out. Keep him from getting behind you. Letting Weeks go to second or third.
Here's Craig Counsell 0 for 3. And Hernandez gets one to the outside corner. I don't know if Levon will be around in the ninth. He has pitched 47 complete games in his career. 7 of them shutouts. Now this is a part of a ball game he knows very well. He's filling the role of the old pro beautifully for this ball club, showing the young guys this is the way.
Did you ever see Major League?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the old pro there, he had like Vaseline over here, he had some KY jelly over here, he had some balm over there. Is that what Levon's doing out there?
Yes.
Okay.
But without the additives. And, of course, when that guy crossed Joe Boo, he was really
exactly. Never crossed Joe Boo.
Took the bat on the back of the neck.
Hats for bats. What a great movie. And I played with guys like Corbin Burnson, the third baseman.
He was horrible. What are you talking about?
But I played with guys that were like that. They were so preppy and
he looked like an LA Law guy playing third base.
Oh, but he was beautiful. All right, this last pitch by the UPS Store pitch track and just fades outside, but that's what Levon's done all day.
Levon's going to throw a strike here and let Counsell put the ball in play if all goes well. Ryan Braun's on deck. Runner goes.
Ouch.
Jammed him.
He came way in, and as a pitcher, you know the only thing he can do with that pitch is foul it off. Sometimes you'll throw a slider in on a guy's ankles or throw a changeup inside so far in. There's no way, other than Chase Utley, humanly possible, he can keep it fair. He's up to 101 pitches.
Runner going again. There's a strike. It's lined to right. Maxwell thought he might show off that arm for a moment, but Weeks got back. 2 outs. Braun coming up. All right. Follow the Nats on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, Android phone with MLB.com at Bat 2010. Featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio. Visit Nationals.com today on any one of those technological wonders I mentioned, and you'll get more details.
Devices. I didn't know you were looking for that. Well, I can't often help you with
English language?
Exactly. Yes, I am a butcher.
Here's Braun. You're all right. And Weeks takes second. No stolen base credited.
Told by our crack staff up here, Joe Delpo, that most pitches seen by a Brewers batter on that last at bat by Ricky.
Economics has been Levon's strong point today.
Actually, it was counsel.
In 7 innings, he'd throw 90 pitches. So right at about 13 per inning.
On that Mets start, it was about 12.6 pitches per inning. That's perfect, right where you want to be.
Levon threw 88 pitches in 7 innings of that ball game.
That's some pretty good giddy up for a guy who doesn't throw particularly hard. But
yeah,
Levon's got a lot left in the tank.
Free and easy on this Saturday afternoon.
Here's Steve McCaddy.
And Levon had less work than any of our starters did during spring training. Really, the one significant game he had was the one we televised in Tampa when he went 6 against the Yankees. And Braun with a fly ball to right that's carrying. Maxwell getting turned every which way with that wind. He has it. And Levon Hernandez has pitched 15 scoreless innings as a National this year.
Two. Okay, I got Johnny's mic. I got you. Going to Ray. Raise mic. Got you there. All right.
In summary, it's been a good day. Levon outstanding on the mound. 7 innings at New York, 8 today. No runs in 15 innings. Ryan Zimmerman on base 3 times today. A walk, a pair of RBI doubles. Pudge Rodriguez, a 3 RBI day. Big blow of the day, back in the 2nd inning. Justin Maxwell, a 2-run homer. And that would be our Washington Ford Dealers drive of the game.
I never had the feeling, but there can't be any better feeling on a baseball field than what J. Max did there. Full extension, driving a ball to the deepest part of the park, and it being a huge home run to get you on the board.
That was big. Turned a 1-0 game into 3-0. Levon may be going for the complete game here. You'll love it. He's thrown 107 pitches. Why not give the entire bullpen a day off?
Well, and the thing with Levon, too, his 107 is not a maximum effort, meaning he's not totally breaking himself down by his 107. And some other guys that are going for 10, 12 strikeouts in 107 pitches is a little different.
Maxwell drives it to right. Hart is there. 1 out. And here comes Levon. Text all your friends who are at the game and tell them to stand up and clap right now. This guy deserves an ovation. The groundswell has started. When's the last time a National starting pitcher batted in the 8th inning? 0 for 3 at the plate today, just like a lot of the guys who faced him. In Chicago, the Astros getting a little tight under the collar here late in the afternoon. They had a 4-0 lead. The Cubs just scored 3 in the 8th. Ricky Weeks to handle that one. 2 outs. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight are at the ballpark today. Verizon Fios brings you Nats Extra. Levon, very effective. The manager live. Jason Marquis, Doug Davis tomorrow. I'm sure they'll talk some offense too, as the Nats have scored 8 runs on 10 hits. They've only stranded 5 runners today. Nyjer Morgan 0 for 3.
Nyjer's not always going to be the table setter. A lot of guys contributing today.
Parra missed his spot. The pitch ended up jamming Nyjer. Crowd of 18,673 today. Morgan on the ground to short. Counsell. He knows he has to hurry. The Nats go 1-2-3 in the 8th. Levon Hernandez looking for his 48th career complete game, 8th shutout. Top of the 9th inning. Nationals lead 8-0. A 4-hitter so far by Levon Hernandez, who hasn't given up a base hit since the 5th inning. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. He's dominated Milwaukee today. They've never had more than 1 hit in any inning. He's retired. Ryan Braun 3 out of 4 times with only a harmless single. Ironically, Levon's last complete game was May 26th of 09 against the Washington Nationals. Guzman in right field, and he throws out Prince Fielder.
That makes up for the error in the 8th inning, as he makes a very hard play going towards second base. He has to backhand this, and Prince is hustling down the line. But a very strong throw going away from the bag. Very nicely done by Mr. Guzman.
Number 48 in the offing. How ironic is that? The last time he pitched one, he was pitching against the Nationals. Next up, McGee, who's doubled in 3 trips. Left side, Zimmerman pops up and throws. Yes, 2 down. When you get pitching like this, you get defense like that.
Man, oh, Manischewitz, this is quite a play. You need 2 more outs. Well, there's one of them. He knocks it down, sticks with it. This is nothing but arm on this throw. The Exmo catches the action, and oh, get that little white rat. Hits him in the face, picks it up, all arm, and that's why you win Gold Gloves. Beautifully played.
Wow. 1 out to go on what's been a nearly perfect afternoon for baseball in our nation's capital.
Oh, he can smell it now.
Jim Edmonds, 1 for 3. Ground ball right side, Guzman. In 2.5 hours, Livan Hernandez throws his 48th complete game, his 8th career shutout, and the Nationals beat Milwaukee 8-0. A 4-hitter, Rob, and they didn't have a hit after the 5th inning.
Well, he's not allowed to run this season, Bob. Wonderfully done by Livan Hernandez.
112 pitches, 66 strikes, great defense, and the Nats will go for the sweep tomorrow.
Okay.
Hello. Huh? What's up, baby doll? How about those Nats? Man.
Thank you.